Hi everyone. I wanted to do something in SolidWorks and I couldn't find a video on YouTube that explained it really well. I finally did find one video that kind of did something similar, so that helped out a lot, but I haven't seen anybody do exactly this. I'm modeling an airplane model to be 3D printed, and I want to add rivet details or a rivet to the skin. And you can see here, this is an airfoil, like part of the wing. So I'm doing a test to see if the 3D printer, what these different size rivets will look like on the 3D printer. But this is a good example of exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. These rivet heads, these are blind rivets or pulled rivets or pop rivets. But they have a little rivet head that extrudes out from the surface, sits proud of the surface a little bit. And to scale, this is the actual size of the rivet. It's less than 6 millimeters in diameter. But I wanted to do a few examples to print. But anyway, how do you actually take a feature like an extruded rivet and then pattern it across the surface in a line and make sure that those rivets are tangent to the surface, or at least sit flush on the surface? So I'll show you how I did that here. I'll start by I'll just make a reference plane and move it over. So just make a new plane here, say move it over here, hit OK. So now we have a plane in the line of the rivets I want to make. So then I will, when I've got this plane selected, I will add up. No, that's not what I want to do. Go to this plane and make a new, right click and make a new sketch on this plane, and then hit convert entities, and then select the top curve of this and hit OK. And that should draw a curve on this plane where I'm going to do that, put those rivets. I can exit out of that sketch. Now with that with that curve selected, you can go up here, reference geometry. Actually, I don't know if you need to select that right away, but hit point. Yep. So because I had it selected, that spline will fill in here. I added a point. I'm going to set this point off 40, but we could do it 20. Hit OK. Now that we have a point and a curve, or now we have a point that sits on the surface, we could model this rivet on this surface. But we do have to do one more thing. We've got to select that point, go up to reference geometry, go to plane. So now we've got that point coincident. Now on the second reference, we can select this surface. So just click the top surface of this wing, hit OK. Now we have a plane that's coincident to this surface and this point. So now we can go on this plane, right click, and go make a sketch on this plane. And if it doesn't view normal to, just hit Control+8 on the keyboard to view normal. I'm just going to draw a new rivet here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the other ones. We'll say 20 mils. And now we can see that that rivet is going to be square. Well, the bigger it is, the less flush it's going to sit across that surface. So like a small rivet will be fine, bigger rivet won't be, but we can fix that. Say we select that sketch, and we don't have to exit out of the sketch to extrude it. And we can just go to extrude. Say we want it to go out 4 millimeters, but we still have that problem of the rivet. It's not going to sit flush to the surface. So if we go turn on direction 2, and up to surface and select the surface. This is supposed to work, but I have a problem. I've had problems with it, but let's just see. Make sure you've got merge result on. You won't be able to do a linear pattern across the surface unless it's merged, I believe. I tried it without, and it just errors out. So now you can see we've got this rivet, and let's just add a chamfer. These ones I added a fillet, but I'm just going to add a chamfer just to be different. So now we've got this rivet that's sitting flush. Now this wouldn't be the rivet wouldn't be flush like this to the surface because rivets don't conform to the surface, but this is getting 3D printed and it's going to be a really small scale, so it doesn't need to be accurate. This is just for a model. Now that we did that, we've got this curve, so we can run this rivet along this curve. And I could have put that on the center line of the curve too, but I'm not too worried about that. So select this boss, and then select the boss, select the chamfer. Now go up to linear pattern, curve-driven pattern. Now we can select this curve to drive the pattern. I don't want to go in this way, so I'm going to reverse the direction. And you can see it's too close together, so it's these other ones I did 40. Maybe I'll do 30. Just for fun. Oops. I escaped. I'm so used to using my design software that I use escape all the time. Alright. So we got that. Features tangent to. We want this tangent. If we don't do tangent to, this is what they'll look like. It'll keep the same angle. It basically aligns it to the seed. Aligning to see the seed, I guess. So and we'll hit OK. Hopefully it doesn't error out. Now let's go look to see what it does. Like as far as sitting flush, it looks like those curves are all sitting flush to the surface. Yeah, I think so. There we go. So that's how I add a rivet line to a curved surface in SolidWorks. I hope that helps anyone else that was trying to do the same thing. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.